Well, some stories of valor never get old. They deserve to be told and retold because they play a huge role in inspiring generations upon generations. The story of my next guest, Captain Varun Singh, is one such story. Almost 2 decades ago, he was almost given up for dead, heavily injured, while fighting terrorists. And Captain Varun Singh stared death in the face. He hung on, emerging even stronger and stronger and stronger from that situation. Today, all these years later, he's a captain in the Indian Navy. He fought cancer to be back with his force. And despite a serious health condition today, he has fought back and is serving the nation with his head held high. What an inspiring gentleman. He will be joining me in 2 minutes. Let's hear more about him.
Captain Varun Singh is a warrior of the sea. A naval hero who fought death. In 2000, when the captain was posted at the Valar Lake in Kashmir, he fought terrorists despite grave danger to his life. A bullet fired by the enemy tore his chest open, leaving shrapnel lodged inside his heart. The doctors said it would be nothing short of a miracle if the captain survived. But he fought back hard, reclaiming his life from the clutches of death. A recipient of the Shaurya Chakra, Captain Singh is an embodiment of courage and valor.
I was in J&K, and thereafter, where I earned my Shaurya Chakra also. And with a bullet injury, was in hospital for almost 2 years. After recovering, I was appointed a staff officer for setting up a Special Force Training School, and thereafter another challenging jobs of commanding Indian naval ships Malpe, Krishna, Sharda also fell on my lap.
After commanding several warships like INS Karna and INS Tyr, he now trains the ferocious commandos of the Navy. Captain Singh believes that while there may be times when life will rock one's boat, an unflinchingly positive attitude will help them stay afloat.
Navy is an amazing service, as every ship is a sovereign entity of a nation. The challenges are galore, and as naval officers, we have to be up to it.
And this is the naval hero's message for the young minds of today. Dream hard and work harder.
I believe big time in dream. और जैसा कहते हैं कि अगर आप किसी चीज़ को शिद्दत से चाहो तो सारी कायनात उसे मुकम्मल करने में लग जाती है. So dream big, work hard for it, and be dedicated and devoted to whatever you dream big.
A man who defeated death not once but twice. In the last 1 year, he has fought a tough battle against cancer and emerged stronger than ever. And he is back to serve his nation. He's a proud Indian, and we are proud to have him on Republic TV.
And with me is the incredible, unstoppable Captain Varun Singh, live from our studios. Captain Varun Singh, it's a pleasure and privilege to be with you in the studio today. Happy Republic Day to you, sir. And I will start by asking you about 2000. You were posted in the Valar Lake area in Kashmir with the Marcos. I first want you to tell as much as you can all our viewers today about the Marcos. And then I want you to tell our viewers about what happened. A grenade, I am told, hit your chest, leaving you with 78 splinters and a shattered arm. You were a lieutenant. You were eventually awarded the Shaurya Chakra for your bravery and courage. What happened then, and as much as the Marcos as you can say at the start?
Just to begin with, रिपब्लिक टीवी के सभी दर्शकों को गणतंत्र दिवस के इस पर्व पर, संविधान के इस महोत्सव पर मेरी तरफ से अभिनंदन और हार्दिक बधाइयाँ.
जी बिल्कुल.
एंड It's a proud and first of all proud privilege actually to be sitting here representing Navy, and that too on a popular show. Proud to be in there.
Thank you. Thank you.
And more than that, just to be hosted by the master blaster of the media, Mr. Arno, thank you so much.
Thank you. It's
You're
a
giving
pleasure.
us a source, basically share our experience to the world.
Yes.
And I'm very sure somebody somewhere will definitely get connected.
That's my idea today, that people watch this, somebody somewhere, and these stories, go viral and we inspire others.
Okay, coming back to our operation JMK, we were basically inducted there for the Wular Lake. It's one of the largest wetland lakes which we have in Kashmir, and it used to be an easy path, basically trespassing to Srinagar, and that is how we were brought in there to guard that lake and guard that trespassing. And we generally operate in very small teams. We were posted there, and we were operating with the army per se. In this particular operation also, we had INT, the army company was already taking charge, it was cordoned, and we had input about 3 militants already holed up in one particular house of a village very close to Bandipur. CO was very well aware of our capabilities, and we had gone on a very different operation right in the morning 3 o'clock on 3rd May 2000. We finished that operation, came back, and we were having our lunch when we got this radio news. There's one operation which is going on just to the adjacent house, adjacent village, and the CO called up, and we were there in half an hour. We just left our lunch. I went with just my buddy.
It's 2 of you.
Just 2 of us, and the whole company, 3 companies were already cordoning that area, and they were already holed up the 3 militants in one particular house of a village. Took the entire situation awareness, just decided, and I told I will just go on the 2nd floor of the house which is just adjacent to this particular targeted house.
Correct.
From there I could see the right side of this target house. I could see the ground floor window, the 1st floor window, and the 2nd floor window. So I instructed my buddy, just throw a grenade on the 2nd floor. If there is somebody, he will rush down, he will probably rush out, and then we can take him on. And this was about 3:30, 4 o'clock in the evening. So he did so. There was no movement. He threw the 2nd grenade on the 1st floor. Again, there was no movement. I gave him my grenade. We generally carry 2 grenades in person. So I gave him my grenade. And while he was about to throw, the company commander called up on the set, and he said, "We made a little ID box. So would you like to come and check?"
What is an ID box?
It's basically an RDX filled bomb sort of set, improvised explosive device. So that was to blast this particular target house, since there was nothing coming out of it, and we were there right in the morning 8 o'clock. So that was the next SOP. And having a little knowledge about the demolition part, we just went, checked it, made it okay, and came back and took position in the same house adjacent to it. So they sent somebody, it was placed, it was blasted, and the house beautifully caved in. Not a single brick flew out of that 5 feet perimeter wall. And we had a wonderful overlooking backyard. I could have fired then, but because of that huge dust ball,
The impact.
the impact, the shock wave, the window panes just flying across our heads. Luckily, we were down. So once the dust was up, we just got up. But since we are taught 1 bullet, 1 enemy, we never fired at that particular dusty ball. And subsequently, I could see when the dust settled, there was one body which was under the debris of this particular house, and there was one cute little cow shed, again in the same perimeter close to it, which was untouched. So I told the company commander, I'll just go and have a look. Since everything seems to be settled, don't send anybody. So he said, I'll send somebody from ahead, so he will just inspect the debris. We can just basically account for the 3 bodies. So everything done, basically I went inside, I checked his pulse, he was dead and dusted, took his rifle, took his glasses, took his set, and conveyed the same thing. I can see the single body, he could be the first, he could be third, and that's it. And thereafter probably, it was our first kill in fact after the entire winter season, December to April. So we had about 15 to 16 Johnnies also who just came to check up that area. There was a little chaos there, and then as the things ensued, these 2 terrorists, they had actually taken refuge in that cow shed.
And they were not visible to you?
They were not visible, that was the site. So just to cut it short, basically, we heard a burst of AK. We did not know from where it is coming. So the instant reaction was just run towards the perimeter wall, hop, jump and out. And since I was the first to reach there, I had actually selected, if I have to exit, where do I have to exit? So, along the cowshed wall to the junction of the perimeter wall, there were stones kept. All I had to do was just take a step. In 2000, I was just as young, 29 years old. So, that was an easy task. But while I was going, I found two of my Jawans, army Jawans, they were actually dumbstruck. So, I had to push them and sit in front of them. And as luck could have it, both the terrorists came out. So, when they took a step out, they could not see me because I was on the right side and they were facing the perimeter wall. So, that was the instance I shot. Both of them probably fell, and one of the stray bullets came and hit my grenade. That shoulder splintered off, it did not blast, otherwise there was no chance of anyone surviving in that area. So, it splintered off, it tore off my chest from the right side, through and through, broke the sternum, a rib, the lung was totally shattered, and one of the splinters sat pretty on my heart. And thereafter, I was more of an occulting light, more off than on. And
were you conscious?
I was more off than
More
on.
off than on.
Yeah, so I got conscious probably twice or thrice in that entire period. Thereafter, the next order came to
How long
blast.
is the period you're talking about?
This is about an hour plus, wherein I was evacuated. So, the next option was to blast this cowshed as well. My buddy, who was a youngster, young sailor, LME, he saw from the balcony that I am down, the militants are down, and the order has come to blast this particular cowshed. He just went to the company commander and said, "Sir, I need to get my officer out." And that was his courage. And he was on persistence. He was given, okay, 5 minutes. So, he came inside, and luckily he saw my detonator, which was really active. I had fallen on the lever, it could have exploded. So, he disarmed it, took out the detonator, and thereafter I was evacuated from that place. And again, as luck could have it, it's a very long story. My two army senior and a squadron type had visited on 1st of May 2000. It was 15-hour battalion day. We had met them. So, when they heard on 3rd, one naval officer down, they immediately connected. They said, "We are going to get him." And after dusk, generally the Chetaks don't fly in that area. It was just before that, they took that chance. They came all the way to Bandipur.
In the chopper?
In the chopper, and I was evacuated. Had I not been evacuated, the whole night would have been a different ball game. I wouldn't have been sitting here probably.
Two things come out in that situation. One is that you get into a situation, such a hostile situation, with one person with you. So, one, it must show tremendous confidence. Secondly, what shows is also, camaraderie. The people who evacuated you, the junior officer who you say came out there for you. So, it's an incredible story. I don't know if people know the details of the stories. The problem is, Captain Varun Singh, I'm telling you as a media person, we only hear the headline. We don't know the details. Don't you think it's important to know the details sometimes of incidents like this, so that we can hear the other side? I feel it should be shared.
Maybe after some time.
After some time.
Definitely, it can be shared.
After
the compassion needs to be actually shared with everyone.
Viewers, in 2016, Captain Varun Singh was commissioned to take over command of INS Karna, which is now a new base for the Navy's elite Marcos, Marine Commandos in Visakhapatnam. And today he is commanding officer of INS Tir.
I just handed over that command.
You just handed over that command, I'm sorry. But till a few days back, yes, I presume you were, which is the training ship of the headquarters Southern Naval Command. What impact when that grenade splintered and you say tore through your chest, and I believe out of the 78 splinters, what my research team tells me, 65 still remain in your body.
I cannot count them.
You
because
cannot
they just
count.
come in the scan.
It's 70%.
But yes,
the splinters are still there in your chest.
Definitely. It's probably making
where, in your chest?
Yeah, in my chest.
Does it impact you? Side. Does it affect your life?
Definitely. I have lost almost a lung. So my endurance has gone for a 6. I really feel bad about it.
You've lost a lung.
So that breathing capacity has literally come down very hard. Heart is okay. The one splinter which was on the heart, that was removed, and I'm extremely lucky actually to be surviving. I feel blessed most of the time. And I don't know, what I would like to tell is, all this I had dreamt.
In what way?
In every which way. First of all, it was my childhood dream. And my childhood dream, actually I grew with 4 major childhood dreams. One was, I wanted to join the armed forces. Second, and this was somewhere in 82, 83 when I was in class 6, I really got awed by the naval officers who were in Naval Base Valsura at that point in time.
How did you get exposed to them?
And I was studying in Kendriya Vidyalaya Valsura.
I'm from KV as well. Let's shake hands to that. Thank you.
Sure,
Thank
great.
you.
So I
Which
got
KV
inspired.
were you in?
I was in KV Valsura. Thereafter,
Amazing.
major schooling I had done in KV Cochin,
Yep.
my 10th, 11th, 12th, and my initial stages also. So there, the first dream which came to me was, okay, I need to be an armed forces officer, because
Yeah.
we used to see them at some point in time. And after a couple of years, if you recall, there was a serial Fauji.
Yes, I remember that.
So that again bundled up with 3 more dreams of mine. I
Yeah.
need to be a paracommando, I need to
Paracommando.
wear
Mm.
camos, and I need to be involved in some gunfight situation.
Yep.
So I grew up actually, imagine from 84 onwards,
Yep.
though they were not vociferously out, but
Yeah.
they were in my subconscious mind.
Absolutely.
And see, I joined NDA as an
Yeah.
army cadet just to pursue my dream.
Yeah.
But again, destiny has an interplay, a fantastic interplay. When I was born, I was told I'll die in water. So my father, being a naval sailor, he told, boy, I'll name you after the Lord of Sea, Varun. So I got my name. But now to pursue my dreams, I go to India as an army cadet so that I can achieve all those 4. Possibilities are great, but destiny pulls me back to Navy.
Amazing.
So I come to Navy, and that too with an additional qualification to dive to 180 feet underwater.
Two?
Dive 180 feet below water, which means
How does that happen?
I'm a diver.
Yeah, so not everybody can do that.
Yeah, not everyone can do that.
So it's an endurance thing.
It's with the sets, of course, with the combat sets and all the diving sets and all those things, but it's a practice thing. So imagine coming back, destiny playing its role, and I come back to the proximity of water with an additional qualification of underwater diving to 180 feet. I don't know if it comes true or not, but at least till now, I still think destiny has got a major role to play. Now, when this operation took place in 3rd May 2000, somewhere in March, I started having these premonitions. I started having these dreams on a daily basis, when I used to be bargaining with the Almighty. Okay, I'm in a gunfight, but I have to give out something of mine. I have to get shot. And I used to start bargaining from head to legs to stomach, and finally used to settle, okay boss, take my hands. पर बोलते हैं ना जब भगवान देता तो छप्पर फाड़ के देता है तो literally everything. What I want to highlight here is the power of thought. I don't know if it was in my subconscious mind, it has actually fructified.
Is it a self-fulfilling prophecy?
Maybe, but and you also very well aware of that very famous line, अगर किसी चीज़ को शिद्दत से चाहो तो सारी कायनात उसको मुकम्मल करने में जुट जाती है. So maybe it is a self-prophecy, but I found in many ways that whatever I dreamt of actually fructified.
वरुण सिंह, इस वक्त आप किस चीज़ को शिद्दत से चाहते हैं?
Well, just
रिपब्लिक डे के दिन ये सवाल आपको मैं पूछ रहा हूँ.
well, अभी तो शिद्दत से मैं केवल ये चाह रहा हूँ कि मेरा स्वास्थ्य पहले ठीक हो
जी.
और मैं इस देश को एक नई ऊंचाइयों में देखूं, अपने भारतीय नौसेना को अपनी एक नई ऊंचाइयों में देखूं. तो ये सब ख्याल हैं एज ऑफ नाउ, बट सही मायने में अगर पूछो तो मैं शिद्दत से यही कोशिश कर रहा हूँ. आई नीड टू गेट फिट.
Yes, and you will. I want to, can I share, how you've been cheating death? This is an amazing man, viewers. Captain Varun Singh, after cheating death in Kashmir in 2000, and we spoke about 2000, he was diagnosed with kidney cancer in February 2018. And I believe it was on the day of his wedding anniversary and the occasion of joining as CEO of INS Tir in Visakhapatnam. So imagine how the story goes around. It's his wedding anniversary.
In a hospital.
And he's taken over as commanding officer of INS Tir in Visakhapatnam, which is such an important role in the Indian Navy and for a person's career. And on that day, you were in a hospital that day?
Yeah.
He was diagnosed with kidney cancer. How did that happen? How has the fight back been then? And I'm told within 3 or 4 months you were back on duty. So since I want today's program to inspire a lot of people watching tonight and generations after this and next generations, I want you to tell me about that as much as possible, about that moment and how life has been since.
Definitely. So after 2000, I was thinking that I was basically coming back to my feet. And what I found is the friends, the families, they play an amazingly important aspect because they are our emotional healers. Doctors can only do till a particular point. And somehow I feel always blessed. I've been always surrounded by amazing friends, course-mates, and definitely the family members. And every prayer counts, every wish counts. This is my realization. Probably I get powered or energized by everything.
It's true. I believe so.
So this is also very interesting. I was just a dream for any Marine commander to command his own unit. And this was the same unit from where I had gone to Kashmir in 2000.
Okay.
So how the wheel of circle comes back, and I'm commanding the same place. And a second fortunate event happened on Tir, wherein I was a cadet. That is our first acquisition of our sea legs after our National Defence Academy days, and then I go to command that same. So from cadet to captain, it's an amazing experience. So coming to this place on 8th of February 2018, I was still commanding INS Karan. I had gone for a different checkup. It was my anniversary 8th of Feb, and I knew all my colleagues will come from unit for a cake cutting in the evening. In the afternoon, my dear friend, my doctor, surgeon in Visakhapatnam, he made some 3 trips to me that day, unusual. And I happened to ask him, sir, you're making this 3rd trip, it's not done. You need to go home and have lunch.
Who is this? Your friend?
Surgeon Captain.
Surgeon.
Yes, he's still there in Visakhapatnam. So I asked him, sir, this is a 3rd trip and it is a little unusual. You should be going home for lunch. It's about 3 o'clock or so. He said, Varun, I need to tell you something. I'm just waiting for the psychologist. So I little got doubted. Sir, psychologist, why do you need a psychologist to tell me something? I told, no, just wait for 5 minutes, then I'll let you know. But please tell me. Probably I think I can take it. And then he said, okay, Varun, with a heaviness in his voice, he said, see, you have this. We found a cyst in your kidney. There are 2 ways about going in. One is, it might be malignant, it might not be. As of now, we don't want to put it that way.
But there is a sense.
It is visual in the scan. So in both the case, we need to cut your kidney, depending on how much it is affected. I said, it's okay, sir. I don't have one lung. I'll not have a kidney. I'll actually get balanced out. He told, it's so easy for you to tell. But imagine my plight. I have been actually roaming around outside your room for almost the whole day in the morning. But if you've taken it good, I am satisfied. Now I go back for my lunch. But that was easier said than done. From that point onwards, interspaced by the cake cutting in the evening, and that night was horrible. I actually plummeted. That was first time. The bullet injury was actually so simple because I just got shot and I was out. But this
you
is
didn't have
now,
control.
this is now, the mind is playing. And that night was really very long. It seemed as if I'm just free falling in a black hole endlessly. I wanted to cry. I cried. I wanted some shoulder to be there. So that was a moment of weakness. But when the morning came, the new sun came, I resurrected myself, made that hope, boss, I have to get back. And I have to command that fortunate thing, because in the evening it's about 7 o'clock, Naval Headquarters calls me up.
Right.
And my admiral calls me and says, Varun, you have been selected to take over command of INS Tir, and also the senior officer of the 1st Training Squadron, which comprises 7 ships. It's a huge responsibility. And it is building the future of Navy. The NDA and the INA cadets, they come on board for acquiring their sea legs. It was a huge challenge, but even this I had dreamt a year back. In 2017, I had told my wife, I will go to command Tir. She told, oh, you're joking, how can you be so sure? Well, it's a professional guess, but it is a guess. And when I got that day, I gave her a chit. See, I told you. So, leaving that aside, but it was a huge pride and proud moment for me actually to be commanding Tir for the same reason, cadet to captain. We always looked at that captain as a youngster like a god. And when I took over, it was so difficult for me to go into that captain's cabin. I was so used to that cadet's lifestyle. So that was a different thing altogether. But now having detected on 8th of Feb 2018, I had only 3 months to prove my medical fitness to take over that ship. And here also my admirals actually held my hand. I got operated on 3rd of March 2018, surgically removed, half of the kidney was removed. The histo was good, at least the areas were clear. And after a major surgery, you're supposed to be downgraded medically for 6 months, basically for recuperation. I called my doctors and requested, see, this is a dream for me to command a ship as a captain. That is the epitome of any executive officer in Indian Navy, to command a ship. Or you cannot deprive me of this, because if this goes, I don't know, it will come back. And I'll say, your health is okay. Well, let's see. I know what I am. You just need to believe in me. And what I want to show the future of Navy is our doctors are so professional.
Of course.
And they did it.
Yes.
I got upgraded and I moved to ship within 2 months. April, I was there in Cochin with my bag and baggage to embark Tir.
Wow.
And what I was seeing also, in addition to every challenge what the Navy was supposed to throw at me, every sea trainee or the cadet was a healer for me. Yes. Because the moment you go low, there is somebody walking. There are 80 of them.
Yeah.
You can question them, they will question you,
Yeah.
you interact with them. So there was not a single moment of depression.
Yeah.
So this 1.5 years was actually magical to me. And that's what I keep thinking. And not to forget the role of family. My
Yeah.
wife, she stood tall
Yes.
always. And I keep telling every forum, we men think we are brave, but it's always the ladies who are taller in a tougher situation.
Yes.
The men break down, the ladies stand tall. So maybe through your media, I just want to, I keep narrating everywhere, wherever I go, ladies, you are the homemakers in
Yeah.
true sense.
Yeah.
And hope, as I've told you, never lose hope. So that has been my mantra, just be at it. Apna time aayega. It's just that.
Well, Captain Varun Singh, I have been just listening to you today, and if you've noticed, today is one of those days where I've been remarkably quiet. It would be an understatement to say that I salute you today, because there are three things which come across. One is your conviction from when you were in class 4, 5 or 6. You know, I do not think there would be many who would have that conviction at a young age. And second is to follow your conviction. Third is to take every turn in your life, as a motivation for something else. Fourth is not to let your premonitions get to you, but to fight back beyond them. You know, that's a very important part of it. And the fifth is, I think that you are coming stronger through every test. I can only wish you well as a fellow citizen. But I also feel that when I meet people like you, you make it worth it for us to do our jobs. And we look at all that's happening around the country today. Everyone says we'll break the country apart, we'll do this, tukre, attack 370. You've taken a bullet for the country, you have kept your well-being behind, you fought on. I wish you best of health, because I think people like you need to come out stronger so that the country can be stronger. I have no doubt that you will. Absolutely no doubt that you will. And when we see the Marcos and we hear about the Marcos, we know that it is this elite unit. And I was told recently, someone told me that the training for the Marcos is perhaps one of the toughest in the world. And I think that's one of the reasons that nothing tires you out. I think, so can you tell me a little bit about, the elite unit? A little bit about it, as much as you can.
Definitely. There was definitely a need, especially for the littoral states. We definitely need somebody who can actually get inducted from the seaside. And that was the need which was felt. We have so many offshore drills, we have so many offshore assets, and especially being a littoral state, we need somebody who can actually move from the other side. Probably that was one of the genesis of our creation. Definitely, it is one of the longest and the arduous training which we undergo. 2 years of non-stop training. It's 100 months.
Changes you?
It definitely changes. First of all, not everyone can become. You need to have that
level
passion,
of fitness and focus.
Or let me put it, that kira. So it has to be there in every one of us to actually be, or first of all to opt for it. I salute to people who actually can opt for it, and to go through it, that's definitely a wonderful. You come out a different person altogether, and you come out as a buddy for life. Because I know we operate in very small teams, which means if my 180 degrees is covered behind, I have to cover my buddy's 180 in front, which means I am assured nothing will come to me before it hits my buddy, and vice versa. So that is the level of trust. Multitasked, ready for any operation, either through sea, land or air. So that's a task.
What makes you proud to be an Indian?
Simply put, I will not put much of it, but simply put, if I have taken birth here, I need to be proud of being an Indian. Everything else about India needs to only compound my pride. If I have born here, I have to feel proud about a particular place. And needless to say, this is a country which has survived thousands and thousands of years. And see the diversity, see the languages, see the cultures. It only fills me, and especially we are privileged in the armed forces. We just see by name. He's a rank, he's my buddy, that's it. There's nothing else attached thereafter. Kis gaon se ho, ye bhi nahi. That is for administrative reason. But even that is not seen. I just know him by name, by his rank, that's it. That is the only distinction. And one thing about the family which I would like to leave with. Today in the social age, social media age, we got probably 1,000 likes and 1,000, 2,000 or 10,000 friends in our phones. But during the distress, during the lows, it's the actual, not the virtual, friends, family, which will basically help you to come out of that thing. And very nicely, I just read it somewhere, रिश्ते बनाना बहुत आसान है. रिश्ते बनाना इतना आसान है जैसे मिट्टी पर मिट्टी से मिट्टी लिखना. बट रिश्ते निभाना इतना मुश्किल है जैसे पानी पर पानी से पानी लिखना. So we have to actually invest in making relations, building relations, and that is what is going to collectively take us wherever we want to. Individually we are nothing.
Yeah.
It is the collective power that can overpower anything.
Yeah.
And from the Indian Navy point of view, which probably I have missed telling you, as the first training squadron, we got a huge maritime domain. And we were the immediate or the first global responders for 2 cyclones.
Absolutely.
One in Indonesia,
Mozambique,
and the latest one in Mozambique.
Yeah.
3 days after the tsunami struck, the cyclone struck, we were already there.
I know. Your teams did not stop for 12 days and you had 200 people saved.
I had
more than 200 people
absolutely
saved
208 people saved with 5 days of Russian.
So this is, we'll be going across to Wagah very soon, but viewers, what he said there in Hindi, I can't translate it simply, but when we talk about 130 crore Indians, I think now we need to think about what is it that one thing that will bind 130 crore Indians. That will be the true strength, and in my view, that can only be the spirit of nationalism. Clear focus, nation first, no compromise. So, Captain Varun Singh, you're an incredible, tireless individual. I wish you great health, 1, full fitness, 2nd, and I wish that you have many more decades of service for the country. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Captain Varun Singh. It's a pleasure to meet you today, and happy Republic Day, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, my friend. Thank you.